Salute. Another Italian night. So this is English beer. Might try the Italian wine later. Might stick with it. Might try it Australian, I don't know. Anyway, we're having 2 courses tonight. Earlier I prepared some fettuccine, some fresh pasta fettuccine, okay. And we'll be cooking that for the main course, with some other things obviously. But we're going to do our dessert first. And I'll probably won't say this right. Zabaglione, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to add some fruit. So earlier I took some raspberries and I just lightly chopped them up a little bit. And I've sprinkled them with about a tablespoon of sugar. And we're just going to leave that on the side. It's been about 20 minutes now. Well, it's about an hour, and it will soak out by osmosis. For you science buffs out there, okay? It'll suck out some of the old juices, as it were, and that will be like a syrup, which we'll be adding to it. The only other thing we're going to want is 3 tablespoons full of sugar, okay? Chuck it in a bowl. We want 3 egg yolks, and well, that's it really. Oh, some limoncello, about 50 mils of that. Right, so our first job is to add all the beer, and then we're just going to separate these yolks. Now I'm going to do them in here rather than straight in the bowl, because you know my luck, I can bugger it up. Now I've also got a little saucepan of water, because we're basically making like a custard, and so we'll cook this over that. If you really fancy yourself, you can do it in a metal bowl straight over a flame, but if you're not careful you end up scrambled egg. Right, so I'm going to separate the 3 yolks out. Okay, sugar's in the bowl, then we'll add in the eggs and the limoncello. Yeah, so the second one, split. So good job I did do it separate. So anyway, they're going to go into there. I think we might have a little bit of white in there. And then we're going to put about 50 mils of limoncello. 15, 30, 45. Bang. Alright. So that's going there. Got a bit of extra spillage there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mix all this together. Right. Okay, so we're just going to mix this all together, and then I'm going to put it over this. I'm going to turn the heat down, because what we've got to be careful of is that we don't end up, like I say, turning scrambled eggs. We're trying to make like a custard. Alright, so we need to warm it through, cook it through gradually, and this could take like 10 minutes, okay, where we're trying to get it up into like little peaks, as it were. And then what we'll be doing is we've got a couple of little serving dishes, and we will put the fruit in the bottom, fruit with their juices, okay, pour this on top, okay, and really we should be eating it warm. I was going to say drinking it, eating it warm. Alright, so the only problem was that I didn't really want to leave the dessert till after we cook the main, because anything else you would make up your bothered. Right, so this would normally obviously be cooked almost to order. Right. So I'm just going to keep this going over this heat, and I'll come back to you when my arm's aching and I'm bored. Okay, we're not there yet, but it's slowly getting there. It's thickening up slightly, getting a bit of air into it. So we are essentially making a custard, all right? But it's very light custard, frothy custard, additional dessert. Okay, I'm not sure I've ever had it before, to be honest. I've also put a pan at the back, but that's for the main course. Okay, I'm just heating that up. That'll be ready for when we do our pasta later. Okay, now gotta watch it because it does sort of start to catch around the edges where the heat is, but we need to make sure it's all cooked through. Okay, and it's certainly not peaking yet. So another little pause. Okay, it's getting there, starting to thicken now. So what I'm going to do is making sure I don't leave this too long, because you'll notice it starts to catch around the edges. Well, not catch, but you know, it starts drying up as such on the edges. What we're going to do, we're going to take some of them raspberries and we're out with the juices, and we're just going to layer them into the bottom of a serving glass that we're going to be obviously having our dessert from. Just give that another little. So you don't want to rush this, because like I said, otherwise you do end up almost like scrambling it. Okay, we're just trying to make a custard. It's certainly getting that way. I mean, it doesn't set like a normal custard, he says, talking like he knows what he's talking about. Okay, let's get in there. So we're just going to add a little bit more. Okay, I think that'll do for that one. So, let's put that to the side for now. So as soon as this is ready, what we'll then do is we'll then just pour some over the top of that, and then that's dessert done. Okay, like I say, normally you would still have this while this custard's slightly warm. Okay, but well, we ain't good. I'm on my own in here. Madam soaking. Coming out, I think, in a minute. I think I just heard noises. And then she'll be down watching the old Strictly Come, what's its name? Strictly Come Dancing semi-final, I think, isn't it? Oh, but almost there, so a lot thicker, like I say. Slow old process, makes you bloody arm ache. Okay, I'm just going to turn that pan at the back off for a bit, because I'm not ready to put the pasta on. Not the pasta has anything to do with this one. All right. So when we come to pour it in a minute, I'll let you see that, because it'd be exciting, won't it, after this. Okay, so I've taken that off the heat, and we're now ready to spoon some of that into each dish. And that is dessert done. Okay, doesn't make a huge amount. Really depends on how big your eggs are, doesn't it? So, there you have your Italian dessert, Zabaglione, or however you pronounce it. So, like I say, they're just going to stand, and we'll have them later. Charles.